fired up the way our guys came out and played today. We talked all week. The goal is obviously be 1-0 at the end of the week, but we break our season up into quarters. So 3 games a quarter. So this was kind of the end of the first quarter, and talk about winning each quarter, and have really already won the first, but try to finish up. We could be 3-0 here at the end of the first quarter of the season, and then look into second quarter next week. But we knew these guys would be scrappy and came out early and they moved the ball. We did some things hurt us offensively. Couldn't get the ball going, but came out. Special teams made good plays. Defense made good plays. Scored on both. And then we got the run game going there in the second half. So proud of the way our guys played and finished it up, and just excited to be 1-0 at the end of the week.
Coach, defense gets in on the scoring, special teams going first touchdowns on defense and special teams. Your thoughts on seeing those units get in the end zone and be productive here?
Yeah, it was good. Day, it was actually, he checked that. We had a look that if they gave it to us, no matter where on the field, they were going to check it. He checked it, saw it, and then popped through there, and then, lo and behold, makes it all the way down and scores. So, proud of him. He was gassed after that for a while, and the defense came right back and scored. So, we talk about having each other's back, and the offense was struggling there a little bit there in the first quarter. But they those plays kind of sparked the entire team, and then we were able to get in a rhythm there after that.
And Xayvion Noland, he's a big play waiting to happen, and a couple to here tonight. So your thoughts on that 70-yard touchdown that where people didn't know if you scored, but when they reviewed it, called it good.
Yeah, he had, made some phenomenal plays tonight. It seems like he makes them at home. Tony makes them on the road, so we need to kind of get them going in the same day. But he great plays. Still limit to a half today, but that he's a great. Took that first toss. Great speed, great explosion. So proud of the way he played and got in the end zone again, and he just keeps making plays for us.
Coach, it was all hands on deck. Everybody did their job. What do you think about our next opponent?
Next opponent's gonna be good. Texas Wesleyan. They're in the same conference. We've kind of blinked them off film a little bit. They went 10-2 last year, won the conference. They're gonna be pretty good. They're gonna be a scrappy team, and we got to make sure. We'll talk about them next week. These guys are gonna enjoy this tomorrow and then Monday. But we come back in Tuesday. We're gonna have to buckle up and get ready to roll next week.
What about being 3-0? Can you tell us about? Was this master plan?
I don't know. Might be setting the bar too high here early, but no. Again, that's the best we could be, and we just talk about one day at a time and winning every day, and then focus 1 week at a time, being 1-0, and that's the best we can be right now. I'm proud of the guys for accomplishing that.
I know you've talked about playing in quarters, being 1-0, and I know in the beginning of the season you didn't want to make too many prognostications, but considering the 3-0 start, statistically, I think in FBS football you guys are in the top offensively and defensively. Can you just sum that up for us? Is this something that you expected, or?
Really everything. You had no expectations. We had to get in ball games in week. Talk about week 1. I was just curious to see how we played. How we could execute. How who was going to make the plays. And then last week was how are we going to play on the road? How are we going to attack? How are we going to respond when we got adversity? So pleasantly surprised and pleased each week. And this week was how are we going to come back? What our attitude was going to be. Playing this game, and are we going to just be good enough to win? Or are we going to play the best we can be? So every week's a new week. Everything. It's like every game's a new school record, and everything we're doing right now is new. So really, it's just almost the expectations week by week. We know we're going to get in conference. It is a tough conference, and this conference is good. So we again, next week's going to be a tough ball game. We're going to have to get ready to play and attack it the same way we have these 3 weeks. And then once we get in the conference, it's just going to be 1 week at a time. And it's going to be how do we match up? How do we stack up in the Southland?
And considering all the success that you guys have had this early in the season, this early in the program's history, what, if anything, do you think as a coaching staff you guys will have to do to kind of keep everybody grounded and level-headed heading into what you just said is going to be probably the most difficult part of the schedule?
They know. They know it's 1 week at a time, and they know the road ahead and tough road ahead. But again, right now we're just focused on 1 week at a time. And if we can keep getting as good as we can get, and keep executing on all 3 phases, and getting some confidence, and stacking those days, stacking those wins, then we'll just we'll pop into conference and we'll take 1 week at a time and see how we stack up.
Coach, I'm not sure of the exact number, but not too many punters I can imagine running down on kickoff, making tackles, making big hits like Ty Bush tonight. Just your thoughts on seeing him still having those linebacker traits there on kickoff.
Yeah, well, he's a linebacker by heart, and so but he he wanted to get down there, run down kickoff, and we let him, and got in a couple tackles tonight, so he's having fun. Got a lot of guys in there again on the kickoff team, and then on defense, and even all play 5 quarterbacks today, so they all got some reps. And true freshman running back, scored a touchdown. Keelan Sweeney's a true freshman. So a lot of that, again, looking at these guys, we got up to 4 games to decide if we want to redshirt these guys or not. So some of these guys that are they're standing out a little bit. So we still got to kind of make that decision. But there's some guys that can help us down the road.
And then defensively, I talked to Coach McDonald this week, and one thing I asked him about was the first interception. You guys hadn't had one of the first 2 games, and he said once they come, they're going to come in bunches. And
yeah.
3 tonight. Just your thoughts on the defense tonight and able to force those 2?
Yeah, I felt like you had a good chance tonight. They were going to put the ball in the air a lot, and felt like just watching on film, we might if we get some pressure, we'd have some opportunities. So sure enough, got his hands on 2, almost took the other one to the house again. So, but again, proud of those guys. Limited, no turnovers on offense, and very clean. A couple of penalties there late. We roll some guys in, but the unsportsmanlike, we don't like those, so we kind of get those cleaned up and get those coached up.
We had a couple first tonight. First defensive touchdown, first special teams touchdown. Let's start with Elijah, man. 2 picks. First one in program history goes for a touchdown. Just your thoughts on defense getting active and getting in the end zone for that touchdown tonight.
We missed some opportunities in the weeks before, and Coach Mack's been honest about capitalizing, and I just made sure to do that. He's been coaching us up well, and I just took advantage.
And Tyler, man, Coach Bush said that they give you a look and you checked into it. So walk me through that touchdown run, man, 70-yard touchdown run. I know you're a linebacker, man. So how many touchdowns have you scored throughout your football career?
Last time I scored a touchdown was sophomore year JV football. So this is a little new to me. We've been working on it, and they gave us the look, and so we ended up checking it. Punt team did an amazing job blocking. I got to shout out my guy Jackson Maynard, number 0. He was running down with me, and he took on that first guy and kept running, and so he was, that punt team and him was really the reason that I got down the field and ended up getting in the end zone.
And at what point during that play did you realize, oh shoot, I might score this one?
Once it opened up and I got my footing back after I tripped up a little bit, and then I seen my guys blocking for me and doing work for me, and I knew that I was going to go get it.
And a question for Xayvion, man. A bunch of big plays here tonight, almost 3 touchdowns. Just your thoughts on tonight's performance, man. Eddie going deep to you, and that's a connection we've seen dating back to spring, but. 2 home games, 2 big performances from you here at Vacuum, man. What's going on with those big performances here at home?
And it's just a great environment that we're playing in. Great team win. Everybody is playing to the standard. We can still clean up some mistakes that we have, but yeah, it's just a great environment. So my adrenaline, and I bet these guys' adrenaline, the rest of the team's adrenaline is pumping throughout the game. So definitely big shout out to the 956.
What's it like going through the field? They're just seeing you blur by.
I really don't remember what happens after the play, honestly. Kind of just running around trying to get yards, but it's just after the play, I really don't know what I just did.
Did you think you were down when you juked your guy to head for the touchdown?
It says touchdown right there.
That's a great answer. Elijah, talk to me what you saw in that first pick. Looked like you kind of were able to read the quarterback's eyes and undercut the route. Can you just walk us through what you saw in that play?
Yes, I can. Like I said, Coach Mack does a great job coaching us up. Someone's blitzing, the quarterback's taught to replace that blitzer. That's the hot throw. So I kind of sat at depth so I could see everything in front of me. I'm not in the run fit because my 3's removed from the core, so I don't have to rush down for anything. I saw him looking, pull back, throw, made a play, took advantage of the opportunity.
Can you talk about the overall mentality of the defense and how you guys have been able to string together just phenomenal performances in 3 consecutive games?
We're just taught to do our assignment and be tougher and strain, and I feel like we've done a good job throughout practice every week. The coaches do a good job pushing us to strain and make it hard on ourselves, and they really stress doing your job so that the other person can do their job, and whoever the play goes to, you make it. We just do our job, work hard.
Question for Xayvion, man. I know you scored twice, Tony scored once. I think y'all hit 3 different TD dances, man. Is that something y'all plan out before the game, or is that just in the moment?
Most definitely we plan that. Expect every week is going to be something new.
And so defensively, both of you guys, man, another shutout, 2 in 3 weeks, and of course last week just 21 points on the road to Prairie View. Just your thoughts on the way the defense has played through these first 3 weeks and been able to put together some solid performances?
I mean, like I said, we've done a great job doing our job. Where we've been, we do a good job not breaking all the time. We faced some adversity against Prairie View because they were a better offense for sure. Saw some different things, but at the end of the day, we trust ourselves, trust our training. You know, when it gets difficult, you sink to the level of your training. The coaches do a great job, so yeah, bend no break.
Tyler, if you same question, man, just your thoughts on the defensive performance these first 3 weeks.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, there's a lot to work on, but, we got a bunch of guys in the room that love to come to work every single day, love the game, and we all love each other around us. And so, we're here to stack days, and, we're here to stop offenses. So,
And one last question for Xayvion, man. You get in the end zone again, but what's it like to see other guys score? Xayvion Cuff gets in there, Cameron Glenn, Broderick Taylor, touchdown run. So what's it like to see all those other guys get in there and get to have their shine and their time running there in the second half?
I love it. I love seeing everybody get in the game, get touches. It's just we work so hard, practice day in and day out. So I feel like everybody deserves to shine. It was just a great team win, great team effort.
Guys, for any of you or all of you, did you guys come in tonight expecting to put up 80 points?
I mean, I think the expectation every single game is to go play, at the best of your abilities. The end result is the end result, but what you do in practice is, you practice how you play, and so if the score, turns out like that, then that just shows that we're practicing hard and we're here to play.
I got a question in regards to celebrations, going back to celebrations. I know everybody had a opportunity to celebrate down the end zone. I'm just wondering if you had like to rank them. I don't know if you had any particular order who got the best celebration, who had maybe like, hey, you need to work on that a little bit more.
I know that I had the worst. That's the first touchdown that I've gotten. So whenever I got to the end zone, I saw my guys running towards me, and it was just a bunch of yelling and screaming and then trying to find the camera. So I put mine at number 3.
Zay's was first for sure. I was just excited, and I wanted to go celebrate with my teammates. I mean, I didn't have no celebration.
Question for Xayvion. Just looking at the box score, man, 785 total yards of offense, 80 points. I think on the season you guys scored nearly 200 points. What has to happen for you guys to keep this momentum going on offense, especially? Keep
the standard. We have to keep playing up to it each and every week, making sure that we're putting in work, hard work day in and day out at practice, and making sure that games like this we don't get sidetracked, we don't get complacent, and that we keep pushing forward. And it was a good team win, but it's on to the next one.